everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for June 16th, 2020, Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. When we determine what it is we're looking for or what we want in this life, we've got to first identify it, and you can look at it as a catalyst for an awakening when you don't engage externally. So what is the biggest key for each of you that you wish to discover about your pure consciousness or your God within? Because if we don't do that, and we don't discover our pure consciousness, then the majority of us stay in a bicameral residual state, which means that we are lost and have no direction except that from external authority. And that's what this whole shift is for the civilization of this planet, is to become consciously aware that you within your body house pure consciousness, has been called the God, and it is eternal and always. So it never dissipates. It never loses its energy or frequencies. It is always. It never ends. So isn't it amazing that we have these bodies that we're housed in, and the majority of us are not connected to that? Now, a lot of people will say, very adamantly, I know all these things. I am well aware of all of this. I have learned it all. And yet, they haven't even opened the front door to meet the God within them. But they say they have. They say all these things. And it is the trickery of the ego mind that plays on them 24/7. And I don't think they realize it. I just don't really think they realize it. So they let the externalism of this world overpower them through the ego mind. And then once again, they're being guided and directed by the ego mind. And they also think that they're going through the heart mind when the ego mind is still in charge. So it's very conflicting. And it is about how we commit ourselves. Everyone knows no one can make you, force you to commit to yourself. Yes, I'm going to go and I'm going to commune with the God within me and my pure consciousness. It's up to each of us to decide to determine that. Now, I'm not saying that it's a real simple, or I should say it's a real easy thing, until you begin to practice it. At first there is resistance, and then the resistance starts to fall away, and then you become more at ease with the journey within you when you start discovering things. To detach from externality is not an easy thing for many people because they have habitualized themselves into this. And the biggest thing is fear. The fear is generated with themselves. It is not generated from an external authority. It is always from us. The fear that we experience, the unknown, the anxiety, the stress, the hurriedness, the frustration, the confrontation, it is all us. It has never not been us, each of us. So to understand that and embrace it, say, okay, I'm doing this, and I have chosen to find out how I can stop it and not have it happen this way. Because discovering the God within us, and you can say that to your blue in the face, but it needs to be repeated. Because many of us will believe that we're on this journey within, but we aren't, because we're still entertaining in heavy doses externality. And the externality is basically the same old that we've been driven and guided and manipulated and influenced forever, period. So, when you're used to doing something forever, generation after generation, it's going to become inherent within the populace. So the minority is the ones who wake up consciously. And we all know that Christ woke up. He was in a bicameral civilization, and he woke up. He became conscious, and he discovered who he was, what was inside his physical form. And so then he felt to share that with the population of the planet to see if he could wake others up. And that was very frustrating. So does it mean that, people who, read the Bible and are very, very, very committed to that information and everything, does that mean that they are conscious? No, it does not. Religion does not make him conscious. Religion is man-made. It's just another external authority. Okay? You can see how we've been trained for a very long time. So our perspectives are a little disjointed, which is normal, pretty much, par for the course. So as we view things, we trick ourselves into believing that we are, we have separated ourselves from this external reality, this externalism, getting frustrated at little things, idiosyncrasies, getting upset and irritated at little things, trivial things that really don't have any bearing on who and what you are, and all of it's an illusion anyway. So we choose to embrace the illusion. That's what we do. We embrace the illusion. And and for us, it's real. This is real for, how do you do what this is? How can I look at this and say this isn't real? Because it is for me, because I'm experiencing it, And, we can conjure just about anything. And when we're not consciously aware of it, it seems like it's coming from a different source or a different direction. Okay? It seems like it's coming from externality, from outside of us. And it isn't. Okay? Now, when each of us come to a full conclusion that we are the God, we are pure consciousness, and we're going through phases, steps of experience and perfection to merge with that pure consciousness. When you have complete confidence with yourself, okay, and I'm not talking through the ego mind again, it's through the heart mind, but when you have complete confidence and you have let go of all of the external influence, like what people think of you, how you're viewed, what you do, how you act, all of those things. Once that's all gone and you've let it go, then you begin to realize who and what you are as far as being pure consciousness of God. Your consciousness can be transferred to any vessel that you would care to have it transferred to. It's not, it's pure consciousness. It's everywhere. But when you have that curtain, so-called curtain that separates us from our pure consciousness, and we're so enveloped and absorbed in externality, we forget. We just don't know that we have this pure consciousness, this power within us. And it only takes you. That's it. You don't need any help. You've got all the help you could possibly ask for within you. And this is where the separation comes in for many of us, because this is why we seek external, quote-unquote, mental aid and that type of thing, because we're just so disconnected from our God that And so we run to external authorities to try to assist us. And of course, they're not connected with their God either. And what is it like being connected to your God? And it's wording, basically, but being one with your God means is that you don't have any issues. They're gone. You don't have any worries. They're gone. You don't have any stresses. They're gone. And they don't come back. So everybody on this planet is constantly striving for something. It's something. Some don't even know what it is. And it's an insatiable desire to have something. And so many of us travel through this life not recognizing or understanding what it is that we're so motivated to find in this life. What is it that we're so motivated externally wise? Excuse me. What is it that we're so motivated to find? What drives us? If you ask yourself that, what moves me? What energizes or motivates me to continually moving forward in this life? What is it? Is it external things, or is it the God within you? Do you walk with your God, or is there no God there? It's important because in order for this civilization to really transcend into a whole new existence, it's got to be able to identify its God and embrace the God and finally release all of these externalities of influence that cause us a lot of, that get mucked up and confused and misdirected, misguided, manipulated, dictated, all of it. It's just, it doesn't serve us any greater good. And, you ask yourself, does this, like, for instance, if you're going to make a decision about something, whatever it may be, is this for my greatest good, my greatest high? And you ask that deeply within your God, your heart mind. Is this for my greatest good? What I'm deciding to do, is it really for my greatest good? Well, we all know that we're here to serve each other. First, we serve ourselves so we get to know ourselves, who and what we are, and we go through forgiveness for ourselves, and we move into deep gratitude, love, and then we're much more able to do so with others. But that's a lot of the things that we experience are usually connected to the fact that we don't know ourselves. And, fortunately, many don't love themselves. And that's a lot of the roadblocks that are thrown at us. And it is really surrendering externality. It's surrendering all the stuff. You can enjoy everything, but you don't have to covet it. You don't have to grab it and just not let go of it. Possessiveness. Possessing. When it's all yours anyway. So you think about it, okay? You enjoy things in the material world, in the physical world. Whatever it may be. And you leave the body and you leave all that. So in reality, you're just enjoying it while you're in the body, and after that, it's gone. And it doesn't come back. It's gone. You leave it. Okay? So you take an embracement of what it is, and what is the most highly valued purpose that you have? What is your most highly valued purpose in this life? Ask yourself that. What is my most highly valued purpose in this life? The big question. lens for contemplation on exactly what that is for each and every one of us. What is it that is my highest value in this life? Or you could say of this life. Is your highest value to find happiness, or is your highest value happiness? Is your highest value to find happiness, or is your highest value happiness? Because the happiness is within you. You don't find it. It's not something that you discover outside yourself. So, and if that's the case, why aren't you practicing your happiness? If it is the highest value in this life. Because the happiness connects us to other facets of our God, of our pure consciousness. But we seek it outside of ourselves. Buying something or having something or there's many things, okay? And it's short-lived. It doesn't last because it's within us. So when you finally discover the fact that the highest value, say, is happiness, and you come full circle and you discover that your happiness is you, and that's a whole different perspective than what we're used to taking. Happiness is you. So you look at yourself without judgment, and you say, am I truly happy? Where is my happiness? And what is it? It's not being conflicted. It's not being angry. It's not being fearful. It's not being stressed. It's not being anxious. It's not being hurried. It is just basically going with the flow, downstream thinking, not fighting a thing. You ever notice when you fight something how much more it becomes a challenge? Now it's not like you're giving up. It's that you release your grip on the external frequencies of this planet. You don't embrace them. They just pass you by. And then there's things that you choose to entertain yourself that is blissful and joyous and happy, which is within you. So those parts of you come out, and you are guided like attracts like. When you're happy, you're going to attract more happy. Okay? Unfortunately, most of us are not happy long because it's external. So it's pretty much an illusion, so to speak. Because when we become happy, we literally ignite the happiness within us, and that's why we're happy. Not because of something, that's how confused we are. That's not because of something we buy or have or experience. That's because the heart-mind activates your happiness. That's where it comes from. So it's always been within, and there's different catalysts that wake it up and bring it front and center. But when you can sustain it 24/7, when you're genuinely happy, because you're you, because you have pure consciousness and the God within you. That's what happiness is. It's not something you find. It's not saying, well, if I do this, it'll make me happy. And it will, a short period of time. But the point is that it's for us to dip into the endless ocean of that of which we are, which is deep eternal love, deep eternal gratitude, bliss, joy, peace. To move into that and to stay in that and not to leave it. It isn't a possession, it is us. It's not something that you get, it's something that you are. And it's with everything. Yeah, it takes practice, and yes, it takes commitment. Even though it is our natural state of being, we have been taught that it is uncomfortable. See? It is ourselves and we become disrupted and fragmented. So think about this. Whenever you're asking for something and you're expecting an externality to come your way to bring it, you're actually asking the God or the pure consciousness within you for it. Now understand, it's real tricky because you can get tricked no matter how masterful you think you are. And then all of a sudden you go, well, I don't believe that my higher self or my God would want me to do this. That's the ego. That's the ego. Period. So it's always about the unknown, and if it's an unknown for you, and you don't know, you have no guidance with it, with yourself, then you're just gonna hunt and peck. Take a chance. It's just like you look off of a dock and it's a summer, it's early summer, and you look off the dock and there's water, it's a lake, and it's hot. But you don't know how deep the water is, do you? And you don't know what temperature the water is, and you don't know what's in the water. None of those things. You don't know any of them. So what do? Do you have confidence within yourself and the God that you are? You're not trying to damage yourself, so you just jump off the dock into the water and experience. Period. Now, others would go off to the dock and they'll stick their toes in the water and say, or they'll kneel down and brush their hand through the water and say, oh, the water seems fine. And then they look to see if there's any other things in the water that they don't care to be surprised with. And then they say, well, I wonder how deep it is, as they check that out and everything. Now, doing all that preparation, okay? And then they say, okay, well, they're going to go on, they're going to do a cannonball off the dock because they feel safe and everything's great. And unfortunately, they do the cannonball and they didn't understand that the drop-off where the deeper water is was a little further ahead, so they bottom out on the bottom of the water. And they hurt their tush. And so, all that planning, all that estimating and checking and rechecking stuff and doing that, instead of just having the confidence, and it's not like, some people will jump off and bungee jump off a bridge and not think about anything and just enjoy it, the thrill of it. Others will say, no way, I'm not going to do that. It is a fear mechanism that the ego mind controls. Now, those who can do certain things that, people, oh, they're reckless. But people who can do certain things where they can just literally jump off, like a bungee jump off a bridge or parachute skydive out of a plane for the first time, and they just do it. It's because they overcome their ego. During that moment, they overcome their ego. Okay? And then some of us we don't care what other people think. Wow, that's really brave or anything. We do it because we enjoy it. And we don't muddle it up by, oh wow, what happens if the parachute doesn't open? What happens if this and that? And we talk ourselves out of new adventures. The ego mind talks us out of it. So when you walk in that body, and when you just say you're taking a walk, maybe a good idea to start talking with the God within you, as if you're walking with your best friend, having a conversation. Okay? And this is how you eventually get to know the God within you. It's like you say to your God, what do you think of this? Okay? Or you're looking at a vista, a sunset or a sunrise, and you're going, boy, God, didn't we make a good one here? We make a good one. Because believe it or not, guys, it's our pure consciousness that created this solar system, that created these planets, that created the space, and we can go on and on. It's our collective consciousness that's influencing this planet every second of every minute, of every hour, of every day, of every week, of every month, of every year. It's our consciousness as one, all of us combined. All of the things that happen on this planet are created by our pure consciousness. Nothing is left for chance. It is all engineered. Everything. And we're the engineers. And the interesting thing about it is the majority of us don't even know who and what we are. You can see the helter-skelterness of it. So when we talk with our God, talk with our pure consciousness, get in the habit of doing it, and feel it through the heart-mind. This is one way of really embracing your God, your pure consciousness. Slowly but surely, you move into that habit of practice, and you begin to understand that you start to acknowledge consciously that you're being answered. And your energy, your frequency will shift, and you'll feel it. And a lot of the things that you felt were not doable or that couldn't be shifted or changed will disappear. So in this meditation, talk with your God. Not the God that they told us it was in the sky, the one that they ripped out of humanity. I'm talking about the God within us, the pure consciousness. Start having conversations with your God. Start talking with your God as if it's the best friend you've ever had in your entire existence. And in reality, it is, because it is you. You are your best friend. And the God within you is the best friend you'll ever have. So in this meditation, talk with your God. If you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. The first thing we want to do is relax our bodies. Let go of the stress. Let go of anything that you have attracted in the last 24 hours. Just let it go. Whatever you're worrying about, whatever you're stressing about, whatever you're concerned about, let it go. If you don't let these things go, they will block your flow of abundance. They'll just stop it dead in its tracks. The more of the stuff that we hold on to, the more we block ourselves. So just let it go. Absolutely. If you want to soar in a hot air balloon, you are not going to be able to do it when you carry a lot of baggage or ballast. So the balloon cannot go up. It just sits on the ground. So then you're saying, well, okay, so I'm just going to dump the weights so that the balloon goes up. And I'm going with the flow after that, because I'm just going to be able to look across all the beauty. So let it all go. Just release it. And the body will relax. You say, body, let's relax. Let's drop our shoulders and eliminate all of this stress and fear and anxiety, whatever it may be that is we are harboring out of a thought, an illusion. And so as the body relaxes, we move into the now. And the now is really all we have. And what is the now? It's moment to moment. It's whatever you're doing in the moment. That's what you're focused on. And each moment shifts and changes, so you shift your focus. Because it's always in the now. The moment is the now. And as it becomes the past, we move into the next moment. It's whatever we're doing. And we focus in that moment. Now, what this does for us is alleviates all the noise and the chatter from the ego mind and subconscious mind, the mind, all of it. It just alleviates it. The ego mind just takes a nap on the couch because you're not listening to it because you have subdued it by focusing on the now. A lot of us are doing something, and we're never focused on the doing something. We're always focused on our thoughts, which are just thoughts, and most of them aren't ours, coming and going constantly. So we're thinking this, and we're thinking that, and we're going into the past, and we're going into the future, and we're never in the now. So we wonder why we become so confused. So it brings us full circle in the now. And what the now is our existence that we focus on to be in the deepest of the deepest gratitude, to identify ourselves and to embrace God, pure consciousness within us. Not once in a while, but practice until it's always. Now, some of us will go in the past. It's easy, because we're all susceptible. And we go into the past, and we start embracing things, or something reminds us, and we kind of melancholy, kind of float back into the past and embrace things and reminisce and go over this and that. But it's gone. It's not there anymore. It's dead. And so, unfortunately, a lot of us will take the past, we'll drag it into a future that doesn't exist. We'll create that future from that past, and we'll relive that past and that future. So many of us find ourselves saying, why does it feel like my whole life I've been running in circles? So we stay in the now, and we create our future in the now. Each moment we're focused on. This brings in deep, eternal gratitude and love and appreciation for ourselves. This practice of being in the now. It's kind of the primer that brings everything together. Now, also, we want to breathe. And breathing is absolutely paramount to sustain these physical bodies. If we did not breathe, we would not function, and we would be forced to leave the body. The body could not carry us. So the breath, which we take so much for granted, is absolutely imperative to focus on. So when we breath in divine positive energy. And the divine positive energy is tremendously powerful. Tremendously. So visualize this. You breath in through the nose, nice and easy. And as you breath in, you pull this divine positive energy up through the root chakra. And the root chakra these are all wheels of light. And the root chakra is the I am, and it's the red wheel of light. So feel that divine positive energy you're pulling up in your breath, okay? Feel it go through these chakras. And then we move it to the orange wheel of light chakra, the I feel, the sacral chakra. And then it goes up through the solar plexus chakra, the yellow wheel of light, the I am. And then it goes through the green wheel of light, the heart chakra, the I love. And then it goes through the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra, the I talk. And then through the third eye chakra, the violet wheel of light, I see. And then finally the crown chakra, the I understand, the purple crown chakra, and into the back of your head, and you hold it briefly. I am light, I am love, I am. Just in that brief moment, you condense and compress that breath, that divine positive energy, into pure liquid frequency, and you release it over the pineal gland. And when you release it over the pineal gland begins to expand, and it begins to strengthen. And I look at the pineal gland as a rosebud. So as we pour this liquid frequency over it, it begins to open and bloom. But it is an eternal rose, so it stays vibrant and healthy. So each breath in that we do this with, up through the chakras, the wheels of light, and condensing this divine positive energy into pure liquid frequency and releasing over the pineal gland, the pineal gland must work and operate to its fullest capacity while we're in these bodies. So it is the gateway to all the particles of existence. It's the gateway to our pure consciousness. It's the gateway to beyond. So it's very important to us. That's why this exercise, this motion of the breath in and the divine positive energy and visualizing it is so impactful. So obviously when we breath out, we are met with the ego mind. The ego mind is there, and it is constantly trying to convince us to follow it, to follow the ego mind. And it tries to reassure you to say it'll be fine. But we know it's not fine because the ego mind is never satisfied and will continually push and push and push and push and push and push forever and ever and ever. It will never end. It will always want you to get this, get that, do this, do that, do this, whether it be emotionally, whether it be materially, it doesn't matter. It is endless. This is why so many of us get exhausted. So the ego mind is not in charge. You are. So you say to the ego mind, you're not in charge here. Please take a seat. I am the heart mind. So all of us are consciously aware that we are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. We're all aware. And we're merged. We have our heart mind. We have our pure consciousness, our God. We have the body. And we're all one. And we have others with us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. All of these, this is a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. We don't see them like we see each other. There's trillions of them. And they've been helping us for eons and assisting us, as we have them. And they are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and from the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. Now, we have the Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Jesus, El Moria, Abundantia, Pell, Thought, many, many, many more. Now, who are they? These are pure conscious beings, like we are, okay, who have ascended out of physical form and hold God form, pure consciousness. Now, we have ascended into body to experience physical form. It's an experience. Now, we've been assisting each other back and forth. You cannot not, because we're all one anyway. So we're always assisting ourselves, each other, across existence. We're all highly consciously aware. And we're all gathering here at this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya. This planet, at this equator, and this now, as we form this meditation and we form this circle of light. Now, obviously, we're compelled to call out to as many as possible to gather with us at a high frequency. So we call out to all of the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in this gathering, in this forming of the circle of light. And they come in the gigaplexes. One gigaplex fills this universe. They come in trillions of gigaplexes. So they come from trillions of universes. This is massive. There's the sacredness of space is filled with them. We also call upon all of the inhabitants of inner Earth, hollow Earth, Agartha, beneath Earth. Many, many different civilizations and species. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude can join us in this meditation, in this gathering, in this now, in this forming of the circle of light. Now, we also call upon all the galactics and off-worlders. There's over 1,000 civilizations, species, that traverse this solar system in the course of a day. And we're only familiar with a fraction of them. We have Pleiadians, Assyrians, Andromedans, Arcturians. We have the feline. We have the Zeta Reticuli. We have the Avian. We have the Golden Pyramid. There's Draco, and then there's the Grey and the Nords. I mean, there's a lot of civilizations, different species. Now, only those who are consciously aware that they're of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest of deepest, eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in this gathering, this circle of light. Now, they've been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they come in the billions. Now, we also call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited, and only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest of the deepest, eternal gratitude. And join us in this now, in this meditation, this gathering, this forming of this circle of light. And they come in the billions. Now we call on all light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation, this formula, the circle of light. Now only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude can be with us in this gathering, in this meditation, this circle of light. And they come in the trillion. Shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations, of which many we have never seen before. And just to name a few of them, fairies, the sprites, the elves, the dwarves, the gnomes, the trolls, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, many, many, many more. And we're all assembled here. Visualize this in your heart mind. From every corner of existence, all in the highest of the highest high of deep eternal love and gratitude frequency. And we're all in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace. stability and benevolence. And we're all one. And we're all God, pure consciousness. And we're all love. And our God light energy continues to intensify and continues to expand. Now, all of us gathered here at this planet, this Earth equator, arm in arm, hand in hand, all of our gods together, we form a circle of light. This light is the vibrational frequency of our pure consciousness. It is the highest of the deepest eternal love and the highest of the deepest eternal gratitude. It is us. And in this light, it is so bright that it would take at least 1 billion suns in this solar system to match its brightness. Now all of us begin to ascend up above this planet. The picture, the entire universe filled, trillions of universes filled, all converging on this planet in its liberation and ascension into the higher and higher frequencies of the deepest eternal love and gratitude. All at once. So as we do this, we come into a pure gossamer field of trillions of reflective colors everywhere. And we are first met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael, which is a column that reminds us that we are the power of healing. We then are met with the violet blue flaming purple healing light of Archangel Michael. This is our power, this is our strength, and this is our resolve. We are also met with the column of white fire. This is our armor. This reminds us that we are love, that we are gratitude, that we are joy, gentleness and kindness and generosity and humbleness. And this is our frequency, our natural state of being, so this white fire armor protects us 24/7 from any of the lower frequencies that wish to do harm or try to cause any discomfort. See, a low frequency cannot sustain itself with such a high frequency. It will vaporize. Now, we choose. We choose, if we lower our field, our white fire, low enough by sinking into the lower dark matter frequencies or lower survival matter frequencies, they will then come in. Now, we're also met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that reminds us that if we do that, we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can neutralize all of these lower frequencies into neutral light substance and send them back to pure consciousness where they are no more. Now we're also met with the violet ray. This is a column that reminds us that we can bring the violet ray in right behind the purple transmuting flame, purify, cleanse, and re-energize the vibrational frequency of deep eternal love and gratitude within that area, therefore restoring our harmony and reinstating our white fire armor. We're also met with the golden white pink light. This is the column that reminds us that we are the God, that we are the love, that we are the joy and the peace and the gratitude. It is everywhere. We see it in rainbows, we see it in sunsets, we see it in sunrises. It's everywhere. It is always there. Because we are it, and it is us. It's what created us all. And we are what created it. Everything and everything. So we continue, as we continue to levitate, some of us step out of our bodies and we hover just effortlessly above our bodies. And as we do this, we look up and we see this massive column that we all created. This column's larger than our solar system. And the way it's designed, the way we designed it, is it's opaque. And it looks like it's filled with trillions of multicolored rainbows, all prisming, reflecting outward, bathing everything. And then as we go to the top, we designed it so that the Golden Ocean can flow and cascade 360 degrees all the way down, flooding, saturating, and bathing everything and everything. And all of us are drops of that Golden Ocean. And each of us hold the essence of that Golden Ocean. Now this column is constantly flooding everything and everything. Everything on this planet Earth. Inside and out, above and below. 24/7, non-stop. Deep eternal love and gratitude, peace, gentleness, kindness, tranquility, benevolence, tranquility. It's absolutely endless. And then we move a little bit over and we see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We created this sphere well over 2 years ago. It houses all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Well over 800, approaching 900. Every day. This is why the sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever, because it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. It isn't an illusion. It is a reality, and we've created it. It floods us eternally, inside and out, head to toe, with the deepest of the most powerful eternal love and gratitude. It floods us and bathes us and saturates us. We talk with our God because our God created it. The pure consciousness within each and every one of us. You desire answers. Talk with your God. You'll get them. You desire freedom, happiness, and joy, and bliss, and peace. Talk with your God within you. You will then understand that all those things are you. This is all of us talking with our gods. Always. We talk with our gods. When we want to find out something, we talk with our gods. When we are in deep gratitude, we talk with our gods. When we are in deep eternal love, we talk with our gods. The pure consciousness within each and every one of us. And the more we practice this, the more this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, will become the paradise that it was always meant to be. And every one of us will bathe in that deep eternal love and gratitude, and will be in total peace and harmony, joy and bliss, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness. Look at this planet being showered, flooded, saturated, bathed in pure, deep, eternal love by millions, billions, trillions, gigaplexes from everywhere. And everything is lifting. It cannot not. And as it lifts, the craziness in the lower dark matter frequencies will go off the charts. And we continue to intensify and we continue to expand. And we talk with our gods more and more every second of every minute, of every hour, of every day, of every week, of every month, of every year. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. breathe easy. Easy breath in. Easy breath out. Move slowly. Feel the God within you, the pure consciousness. Feel yourself embracing that God, that pure consciousness. Long lost friends finally reunited. And from this day forward, you can speak at will with your God within and your pure consciousness. You'll be amazed once you let go of the externality, the attachments, the expectations. Talk with your God. Get into the habit of talking with your God. This is your pure consciousness. This is your essence. This is what creates all that is around you. Everything and everything. So it's best to get to know intimately the God that you are. Talk with your God. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and into the following morning. We'll be back here Wednesday, June 17th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our Global Guided Meditation call, and also the Time for Change call at 9 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday, on this line.